Imagine for a moment that you can feel the emotions of everyone around you as if they were your own. When someone feels pain, you feel it too. When the world around you is chaotic, your body reacts as though it's caught in a storm. But what happens when you can no longer tell what feelings are yours and what belong to others? This is the reality of being an empath in a world where emotions are constantly shifting and intensifying. The ability to absorb and understand the energies around you might sound like a rare and powerful gift, but it can also be an invisible trap. Opening yourself up to others' emotions is like leaving a door slightly open in your mind, allowing outside energy to slip in. What once felt like a gift can start to drain you, slowly consuming your own inner peace. In times of rapid, intense change, like the ones we're experiencing now, being an empath becomes an even greater challenge. The weight of global stress, personal struggles, and even small daily tensions can pile up inside you. It's not just about feeling sympathy or concern. You start carrying emotions that aren't yours. Fatigue sets in, emotional exhaustion takes over, and you feel overwhelmed as if there's no escape. But why does this happen? And most importantly, how can you change it? The first step is recognizing that while your empathic ability is powerful, it also needs boundaries. Without them, an empath can become an emotional sponge, soaking up everything around them, good, bad, and neutral. To prevent this, you need to create an energetic boundary, something that not only preserves your energy but also helps you recognize what's yours and what belongs to others. There is a line, even if it feels thin, between what you absorb and what you emit. Learning how to manage this boundary is essential to turning your empathic experience from a constant struggle into a journey of self-awareness and empowerment. Being an empath isn't just about what you feel, it's about deciding what you allow yourself to feel. So today, I invite you on a journey of transformation, a process of rediscovering yourself and reclaiming your energy. Together, we'll explore how to set healthy boundaries, create this protective energy field, and live in balance without losing your essence. When we talk about empaths, we're not just describing people who are sensitive. Being an empath goes far beyond ordinary emotional sensitivity. An empath is someone with an extraordinary ability to feel and absorb the emotions, feelings, and even energy of others. For an empath, the world is a constant wave of emotional vibrations, where the boundaries between what's personal and what's external are blurred. Empaths don't just sense others' emotions. They often take on those feelings as if they were their own. Imagine walking into a room full of people and, without a single word spoken, feeling a rush of mixed emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, anxiety, all of it absorbed within seconds. And this happens without the empath even trying. For many empaths, this absorption is so automatic and instinctive that they often can't tell if the emotions they're feeling are their own or someone else's. One trait that stands out among empaths is a strong sense of intuition. They have an almost uncanny ability to sense what's happening around them, even if there are no obvious signs. If someone close to them is going through a rough time, an empath often knows it without a single word being spoken. This intuition acts as an emotional radar, picking up on the underlying intentions behind actions. Empaths can often sense dishonesty or hidden emotions, even when nothing appears out of the ordinary on the surface. Another common trait is a heightened sensitivity to the environment. For many empaths, crowded spaces like shopping malls or large events can be overwhelming. This isn't just due to the noise or movement, it's also the sheer volume of emotional energy in the space. An empath might walk into a room filled with stress and leave feeling completely drained, as if they've taken on everyone else's tension. Being an empath is a unique experience, but without understanding how to manage it, it can be exhausting. By learning to set boundaries and protect your energy, you can transform this ability from a source of stress into a source of strength. Today, we'll explore how to move through the world as an empowered empath, connected, balanced, and in control of your own emotional landscape. One of the biggest challenges for empaths is setting clear boundaries. By absorbing the emotions of others, they often lose sight of where they end and others begin. This can lead to a tendency to act as emotional sponges, soaking up not only the positive energy around them but also the negative. It's as if they're empty vessels constantly filling with the emotional content of their surroundings, eventually overflowing. This constant absorption can profoundly impact an empath's life. Many empaths feel overwhelmed, exhausted, or emotionally drained without understanding why. Small conflicts at work or in personal relationships, issues that others might shrug off, can build up into intense stress for an empath simply because these energies accumulate within them. Understanding these traits is the first step to comprehending the complex reality of being an empath. While having sharp intuition and a deep ability to connect with others are gifts, without healthy boundaries, these gifts can quickly become burdens. Just as the world can overwhelm empaths with emotional input, it also offers tools to help them set invisible boundaries, allowing them to continue feeling deeply without being overtaken by the emotions of others. Recognizing how this absorption happens is essential for empaths who want to take back control over their emotions and energy. Now that we understand what makes empaths unique, we can explore why they absorb energy so naturally. So, what's going on in this process that makes it so hard for empaths to separate their own feelings from those of others? For empaths, the ability to absorb surrounding energy is more than just a personality trait. It's a reflection of deeper mechanisms, both psychological and energetic, that have developed over time. Often, this ability first manifests as a survival mechanism, particularly during childhood. Imagine a child growing up in a home where emotions are intense or where parents are emotionally distant or unpredictable. In this environment, the child learns to read the emotional climate in extreme detail, perhaps to anticipate conflicts or to fill emotional gaps that aren't being met. These early family dynamics can lead to a situation where emotional absorption becomes a necessary tool for navigating life. By tuning into their caregiver's emotions, the child develops an almost automatic ability to adapt their behavior to meet the emotional expectations of others, trying to avoid conflict or maintain harmony. While this might be an effective coping strategy in a turbulent household, it can create deep-seated patterns that carry into adulthood, transforming into a constant habit of absorbing others' energy. But this pattern comes with a cost. This intense focus on external emotions leaves little space for the empath to recognize and protect their own feelings. Over time, what was once a useful skill can become an exhausting burden. Beyond the psychological reasons, there's also an energetic explanation for this experience. By opening up to the emotions and energies of others, empaths essentially create an energetic channel. This channel, however, operates passively. Instead of merely sensing energy around them, empaths begin to absorb it. This happens because their emotional and energetic boundaries are often fragile. Without clear separation between themselves and others, energy flows freely between them, blending with the empath's own vibration. It's as if the boundaries that should separate their personal energy from external energy are thin, almost permeable, allowing emotions to pass through easily. This lack of a clear boundary creates what we call energetic fusion, where empaths struggle to distinguish between their own feelings and the emotions of others. This fusion leads to a cycle of constant emotional exhaustion. The more they absorb, the harder it becomes to maintain their own energetic balance. Other people's energy begins to blend with theirs to the point where the empath feels drained without knowing where the fatigue is coming from. These fragile boundaries often stem from a lack of recognition of their own emotional individuality. When an empath's life is spent focused on others, whether caregivers, partners, or even coworkers, they tend to set aside their own needs. In this way, empaths live for others, often without realizing it, and this makes it crucial for them to begin identifying and prioritizing their own emotional space. The journey to healthier boundaries involves learning to recognize and honor their individuality, to build a strong sense of self, and to set up boundaries that prevent them from taking on energy that doesn't serve them. Empaths often prioritize the well-being of others, sometimes to the point of draining their own energy, which keeps the cycle of emotional absorption going. Breaking this cycle starts with strengthening emotional and energetic boundaries. Setting boundaries isn't just a form of self-protection. It's a way to honor your own energy, acknowledging that while empathy is natural and valuable, it doesn't mean you have to carry others' burdens. To strengthen these boundaries, the first step is recognizing where they tend to break down. Awareness is key. When an empath understands their tendency to absorb others' emotions, they can start practicing intentional separation of their own energy from that of others. This practice not only safeguards them but also reinforces the idea that while we may feel the joys and pains around us, we don't have to carry them ourselves. Healthy emotional and energetic boundaries are all about defining where you end and where another person begins. Setting these boundaries means creating a safe, protected space where you can engage with the world without being overwhelmed by others' emotions. And a critical part of establishing boundaries is learning to use the word no as a tool for self-care. Many empaths struggle to say no because they fear disappointing or hurting others, but saying no when needed is a powerful way to preserve your own energy. Each time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your true needs, you give away a part of yourself. Learning to say no without guilt doesn't mean rejecting others or becoming insensitive. It simply means respecting your own energy and recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. Practicing self-affirmation is another essential step toward building strong boundaries. Self-affirmation is about regularly reminding yourself of your own worth and needs, both internally and out loud. Simple statements like, "I deserve to have my own space," or "I am not responsible for others' emotions," can be powerful in reinforcing the belief that as an empath, you have the right to protect your energy without feeling obligated to always give to others. Alongside saying no and using self-affirmations, empaths can also adopt practical methods to maintain control over their energy. One effective technique is visualizing energetic barriers. Imagine a bubble of light surrounding you, acting as a protective layer that blocks out unwanted energies. You can practice this visualization each morning or whenever you anticipate being in emotionally intense environments. By visualizing this boundary, you're training yourself to recognize the line between your energy and the outside world. The most crucial aspect of this process is building a strong connection with your body and staying present in each moment. These practices reinforce the separation between personal and external energy, helping you identify when a feeling isn't truly your own. Pausing, taking a deep breath, and asking yourself, "Is this mine or does it belong to someone else?" can be incredibly helpful in regaining clarity. This moment of pause allows you to reconnect with yourself and release energies that aren't yours. This ability to distinguish your own emotions from those of others is essential for strengthening your sense of self. As an empath begins to recognize what's truly theirs, they also start reconnecting with their own emotions, desires, and needs. Rather than living for what others feel or expect, they can begin living from a balanced center of self-awareness. Reconnecting with your individuality is liberating because it puts control over your own life and energy back into your hands. This is where the concept of energetic containment comes in. Energetic containment is the ability to create a secure space within yourself where your energy can flow freely without being influenced by outside forces. Think of it as an invisible container that lets you interact with the world without being controlled by it. Developing this containment involves practices that deepen self-connection, like breath-focused meditation or visualizations where you imagine your energy circulating within you, staying grounded and untainted by external vibrations. By using these techniques and building your own energetic containment, you not only protect yourself from emotional overload, but also strengthen your energy field, making it less susceptible to outside influences. This allows you to maintain empathy and compassion for others without compromising your own well-being. With these tools, you can continue to feel deeply, connect meaningfully, and live with a sense of balance that nurtures both yourself and those around you. As we discussed, absorbing all these external influences can easily leave an empath feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. That's why creating an energetic container is so important. It's a way to protect and preserve your personal energy. But what exactly is this container, and how do you build it? Think of an energetic container as an invisible shield around yourself. It acts as a protective barrier, preventing external energies from entering while keeping your own energy steady and balanced. Unlike simply blocking emotions, this container doesn't shut off your sensitivity or empathy. Instead, it creates a safe space where you can sense what's happening around you without letting those energies disturb your inner balance. To build and strengthen this container, it's important to use techniques that engage both your mind and body. In addition to visualization, mindfulness practices are essential. Mindfulness is all about being fully present, feeling your breath and the energy within your body. By focusing on the present moment, you center yourself in your own energy, which helps reinforce this protective field. You might start with a simple practice. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing, allowing each inhale to strengthen the barrier around you. Guided meditation is another powerful way to strengthen your energetic container. There are meditations specifically designed for energy protection, which can help you build a resilient, flexible barrier that adjusts to different situations. But how do you use these techniques in everyday life? Consider situations where you typically feel overwhelmed. Maybe it's entering a crowded room, dealing with an emotionally intense person, or attending a tense work meeting. In these moments, you can rely on your energetic container. Before stepping into these situations, take a few minutes to visualize and strengthen it. Picture this barrier allowing you to engage with the people around you without letting their energy cross into your personal space. For example, if someone close to you is going through an emotional crisis, you might naturally feel drawn to help. While offering support, visualize your energetic container and remember that you can be present and compassionate without taking on the other person's pain or stress. The key to making this container work is staying connected to yourself. Regularly tuning into your own energy strengthens and balances it. The more connected you are with yourself, the easier it is to keep your energy protected. This means taking time for self-care, moments of quiet reflection, and making space to recharge. The more you nurture this inner connection, the stronger your energetic container becomes. By regularly reconnecting with yourself, you maintain a constant awareness of where your energy ends and where outside influences begin. As this awareness grows, you'll recognize when it's necessary to reinforce your container or create an extra layer of protection. This safe, protected space allows you to keep your sensitivity and empathy as powerful tools for connection without sacrificing your own well-being. In this way, empaths can shift from feeling like emotional sponges to becoming masters of their own energy. Being present in your body and emotions is essential for maintaining balance. When you're tuned into your inner sensations, you can feel when something doesn't align with your own energy. Self-connection acts as an anchor, preventing you from being swept away by external energies. Without this clarity, other people's emotions can seep in and blend with your own, leading to exhaustion. The key is to recognize what's yours and what belongs to others. The sensitivity of empaths, often seen as a burden, can actually become a real strength. Empathy gives you the ability to understand others on a deep level, which can be a tremendous asset in situations of healing, compassion, and leadership. To turn this sensitivity into a strength, it's essential to use your empathy with intention, choosing when and where to focus your energy. Techniques like active listening and focused compassion allow you to use your sensitivity as a supportive and healing tool for both yourself and others. This approach strengthens your self-confidence and emotional independence. By learning to manage your abilities, you shift from being an emotional sponge to becoming an energy guide, using your sensitivity as a balanced, empowering force. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with others who might benefit from these insights. And don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thank you again for watching. Take care and see you next time.